Well, Mitch has been, incredibly supportive of me. Obviously it's been disappointing for all of us, and in particularly my situation's been a bit of a nightmare. But the whole organization and Mitch have been incredibly classy and supportive, and the message was just appreciated how hard I worked to try to get back, and hopefully I can figure it out for next year.
You got a feeling that it's definite that you'll still be in the plans for next
He
year?
didn't give me any. He was, like I said, very supportive. He didn't give me any reason to believe, that I wouldn't be. But also there's probably not that many options for me.
Do you know how you can get to the point where you can sustain that health? You're able to hit it once or twice, and then.
Yeah, I don't know yet, and so I'm gonna try to figure that out this summer.
What for you is the threshold? I know you talked earlier in the year about that, if it was just a once-a-week league.
Yeah.
Where is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I think also the nature of, by the time I got healthy, so to speak, they asked me to sit down, and then I didn't play. I didn't scrimmage for 5 weeks and started playing again, which kind of was silly and set me back a little bit. So we didn't really get that pure kind of run of games where I could say, okay, this is exactly where I'm at, but we did get enough in that I kind of have some indicators, but I couldn't tell you.
That role that you played at the end of the year where it was 25 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
you could do that for 65 minutes.
I mean, that'd be great for me. I'd really enjoy to play and contribute. I think I proved to myself that I can still play at a high level. It's just how many minutes and how often, and that's what I got to try to figure out.
Did you doubt that you could play at that high level?
There was a period of time, when I was, couldn't get healthy, and because I started the season, I wasn't right, and I played 6-7 games, and I didn't feel good at all, and I wasn't moving well, and I wondered if that was just it, but I think I proved that I can still play. It's just a matter of sustaining it.
What do you realistically envision for yourself next season?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'm gonna try to, uncover every stone and see if there's what the solutions are out there. But I really don't know, and so I guess my kind of MO is just to work as hard as I can and leave nothing to chance and see what I can do next year. But I'm unfortunately in a position where I'm not sure.
When they asked you to sit down, how did that go about? And
I didn't push back, but I thought about it long and hard for about a week. I think it just made sense. I mean, they had 4 point guards on the roster at the time. They had to evaluate too for next year. They can't rely on me, frankly. Hopefully I come back and play 82 games next year and sky's the limit, but they can't rely on me. We don't know what I'm going to bring, and so they had to evaluate those guys for next season. And I slept on it, and of course I wanted to kind of push back in some respects, but in other respects I realized this isn't about me at this point. It's about the team doing what they need to do to evaluate these guys. And then furthermore, I didn't want to get in the way of these guys getting the opportunity to further their careers, just because, I want to play. So I couldn't reconcile with any attempt to kind of push back, even though I wanted to play.
Are you 100% confident in the training camp? Do you have to evaluate yourself this summer?
That's a good question. I mean, I think in my mind, yeah, I'll be in camp. But, who knows? I mean, I don't take anything for granted nowadays. I want to work as hard as I can to put myself in a position to compete and succeed and sustain it. And at the same time, I got to prove it to myself every day.
You said because of just the nature of where you're at now versus last year in terms of your recovery and health, you're going to be able to do some more on-court stuff this summer?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I was on the court quite a lot last summer. I just couldn't, do certain things. So I tried to work around it as much as I could, but it was, like I said, it took me 5 months to sprint last summer. I it was late August or probably September before I could sprint full out. And I'm hoping that, we're talking about the next 3 or 4 weeks to be able to get back to that place instead of 5 months. So, that's a positive, I suppose.
If you get into camp or a month into the season and it looks like you can't sustain it like it has been before this last season, is that something you'd be willing to go through again and ride out?
Well, we'll see. I mean, I think it's too early to predict. I don't know what other role I could have, but once you start the season with the team, you feel like you're part of the team. If I can help mentor or be a part of it, that's a consideration. But it would have to be pretty, clear that I'm not going to be able to contribute for me to, step aside. But I don't know that I could judge or comment on that until I were in that situation. And I think rightfully I need to just focus on, building on the glimpses of positive things that have happened recently.
Talk about one in the offseason. How do you feel right now compared to where you
I'm not healthy. I couldn't have played last night. I would have loved to have. I'm not healthy enough to, but like I said, I'm hopefully, 3 or 4 weeks from being healthy instead of 5 months from being healthy. And at that, when I came back last summer in September and was healthy, it was like one nagging little injury after another, and I never really got to get that run of practices and games in where I could build some capacity and get ahead of kind of that threshold. And so it wasn't until February that I actually felt confident and out there on the court and in the way I was moving. Be on the court fighting and giving the team what I can in this transition.